Have you ever seen a ghost in your own home? Not a spirit, but the ghost of the person you married? Walking and talking and breathing right in front of you, while the person you loved is already dead and gone. It started for me with a sound, the soft, almost imperceptible asterisk, click asterisk of a phone screen locking at 2 in the morning from the other side of the bed. My wife Sarah was a statue in the blue-white glow, her face a mask of concentration I hadn't seen since our wedding day. She thought I was asleep. She was wrong. That tiny sound was the first crack in the dam, and I knew, with a certainty that chilled me to the bone, that a flood was coming to wash my entire world away. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. For 10 years, Sarah was my everything. We built a life in a quiet suburb of Chicago, in a house with a porch swing and a garden she swore she'd tend to, but never did. I didn't mind. I did the gardening. I did the cooking. I did whatever it took to see her smile. She was a high-powered marketing executive downtown, sharp and ambitious, and I was the stable, supportive husband, a graphic designer working from home. We were the perfect couple, or so I thought. The humiliation began subtly. It was in the way she'd stop talking when I entered a room, or the condescending tone she used when I asked about her day. You wouldn't get it, honey. High-stakes stuff. Her phone, once left carelessly on the kitchen counter, was now her constant companion, clutched like a holy relic. Then came the late nights at the office, the client dinners that stretched past midnight. I'd wait up the food I cooked for her growing cold on the stove, only to be greeted by a woman who smelled of expensive wine and a stranger's cologne. The discovery wasn't a single dramatic moment. It was a slow, agonizing bleed. A credit card receipt for a hotel bar on a Tuesday she was supposedly working late. The Hotel Allegro, right on Randolph Street, a place we went for our 5th anniversary. Then I saw the texts. I didn't mean to. I was using her tablet to look up a recipe, and her messages were synced. A name I didn't know, Mark. The messages were a knife in my gut. Last night was incredible. Can't stop thinking about you. He has no idea. The words swam in front of my eyes, each one a fresh wave of nausea. He, of course, was me. As the evidence mounted, Sarah grew colder, more manipulative. When I'd gently question her, she'd turn it on me. Are you checking up on me? God, you're so insecure. Maybe I need space because you're suffocating me. She was a master of gaslighting, twisting my pain into a flaw in my own character. She and this Mark, they felt untouchable, wrapped in their bubble of deceit, laughing at the fool she came home to every night. The breaking point came on a rainy Thursday. I'd found a reservation confirmation in the trash for a weekend at a boutique hotel in Lincoln Park. A solo wellness retreat, she'd called it. I knew it was a lie. That night I confronted her, my voice shaking, the printout of the confirmation trembling in my hand. She didn't even flinch. She looked at me, her eyes as cold and gray as the storm outside, and said, "Fine, you want to know? Yes, I'm seeing someone, and I'm not sorry, but she gives me what you can't." The cruelty was breathtaking. She didn't just admit it. She reveled in it. That was the night the man she married died. I went out and walked for hours in the rain, the city lights blurring through my tears. I was a ghost in my own life. But as the sun rose over Lake Michigan, something inside me hardened. The grief turned to ice. The broken man was gone, and a strategist was born. My new purpose was singular. I would burn their world to the ground. My revenge began with a call to the one person I knew I could trust, my old college roommate, David, now a private investigator. He was discreet, thorough, and had a particular distaste for cheaters. "I need proof, David," I told him, my voice flat, devoid of the emotion that had been strangling me.
Ironclad.
Enough to not just divorce her, but to ruin her. The next phase was the most difficult. I had to play the part of the defeated, heartbroken husband, begging her to come back, suggesting marriage counseling. She ate it up, her ego swelling with every fake tear I shed. Meanwhile, David was working. He identified Mark Renshaw, a rival executive at a competing firm, a man known for his arrogance and for poaching clients. Sarah wasn't just having an affair. She was sleeping with the enemy, likely sharing proprietary information from her company. This was the key. The masterstroke came from David. Mark had a weakness for expensive gadgets and a reputation for bragging. David's team managed to get close to him at a tech conference. and through a bit of social engineering, gifted him a top-of-the-line pen, a beautiful, sleek fountain pen. A pen that also happened to contain a high-fidelity audio recorder. Mark, the smug peacock, loved it. He carried it everywhere, including to his secret meetings with my wife. The first recording came in a week later. I sat in my car in a desolate parking garage, the city humming around me, and listened. I heard Sarah's voice, my wife's voice, laughing as she described my pathetic attempts to win her back. I heard her share confidential details about an upcoming product launch her company was planning. I heard them plan their future, a future built on the ashes of my life and her career. I listened to every word, every laugh, every sigh, and with each second, the ice in my veins spread. I had them. With a dozen hours of recordings, I had everything. The affair, the corporate espionage, the contempt. It was all there. I timed it perfectly. Sarah's company was in the final stages of a merger, a deal she had personally championed. Her career was at its absolute peak. The day before the final board vote, I executed the plan. Anonymous encrypted email was sent to the entire board of directors of her company, as well as the acquiring company. The subject line was simple: a matter of due diligence regarding Sarah Miller. The email contained a single, password-protected audio file, 5-minute highlight reel of Sarah and Mark's conversations, showcasing her leaking of trade secrets and her plan to sabotage her own company post-merger for Mark's benefit. The password was untouchable. At the same time, my lawyer filed for divorce, citing adultery and presenting a mountain of evidence that ensured she would get nothing, not a dime. The fallout was immediate and catastrophic. The merger was called off. Sarah was fired in the most public and humiliating way possible, escorted from her corner office on LaSalle Street with her belongings in a cardboard box. Her photo was plastered across business journals, not as a rising star, but as a corporate spy. Mark was fired too, and was facing a lawsuit from his own company. They turned on each other instantly, the love they professed dissolving into a flurry of bitter accusations. She tried to fight the divorce, but the evidence was overwhelming. The judge looked at her with utter disdain. She lost the house, her savings, her reputation, everything. The last time I saw her, she was working as a cashier at a grocery store, her face pale and drawn, the arrogance gone, replaced by a hollow emptiness. She didn't see me. I was just another customer in a long line, another ghost she couldn't recognize. My revenge was complete. But as I walked out into the cold Chicago air, there was no triumph, no satisfaction. There was only silence. The world I had burned down was my own. I sold the house and moved to a small, quiet apartment overlooking the lake, where the only sound is the wind.